right, so this is Dan Hoos, Communications Director for Sullivan County Government, out with truck 229, if I heard correctly.
Yep, you did.
With our driver, Donald Klinger.
How you guys doing?
We are just south of Calicoon, about to enter the town of Coshecton, and pass another truck here, it looks like. Another county truck. This storm that was supposed to hit the day before Valentine's Day here is a little bit of a bust. More of a coating than anything really plowable. But this is the day and time it worked out for us all to go on the trip here. And I hope you enjoy it. We're going to have a good ride, I'm sure. And we're going to see something that's not terribly usual for this part of Sullivan County, where at the south end of this route, which is on 97 going to Narrowsburg, we'll probably see more snow as we get down along there. Whereas on the north end, up by Long Eddy on 97, we may see no snow at all. So it'll still be an interesting trip, and you won't be with us for the entire, what is it, a 2-hour ride?
Yeah, it's about a 2-hour ride.
We'll just give you the highlights here. So stick with us. We're going to get to know Donald and this truck and this route pretty well. All right, we're entering Coshecton on basically just a wet 97. Here with Donald Klinger, the driver. Are we putting anything down right now?
Yeah, Dan, we are. We're running them 225. My truck runs in pounds per mile, so that's 225 pounds per mile. Got my spinner, which is this percentage right here. That's my spinner speed. It's at 2%. Running about 30 mile an hour. The truck is meant to put out 225. Set for at 30 mile an hour. So.
All right, so you're not usually, if you're putting down material, this is as fast as you're going.
Yep.
Yeah,
normally 25 to 30. You're plowing or putting material down at that speed.
Okay. What would just because I want to know what would happen if you went faster?
Well, my truck, I believe, somewhere around 40. If you do, I think it's 40 mile an hour. It'll shut off after X amount of time.
Really?
Just because at 40 mile an hour, you're just blowing the salt.
You're wasting it.
You're wasting it.
Yeah.
You're blowing it all over the place. So.
How much? So now we're right above the hamlet of Coshecton. We're on 97, heading south. Soon to come up on the Coshecton Pump House and the Skinner's Falls area. Now I noticed that we passed the little bit of the county route that leads to the Coshecton-Damascus Bridge. That's somebody else's route?
Yep.
Okay.
So we all got our own routes. My main route is 97 from Narrowsburg to the Basket Bridge Road, or Basket Road 132.
Okay.
Or 134, sorry. And I'll do 134 down to the Delaware County line, come back out, and back down to, the county barn here on 97.
134. Have you done this route prior to this season? Has this been something you've done before, or is this a new route?
This is my end of June, early July will be my second full year here. I did this run last year, and I'm doing it this year.
Okay, so this is one you're real familiar with.
Yep.
Plus, you grew up in this area, right?
Oh yeah. I grew up, between Roscoe. I lived in Roscoe for up until second grade in elementary school, and then I went to the Delaware Valley up until fourth grade when the schools merged.
Yep.
So I've been around here my whole life.
So you graduated then from Sullivan West?
Yep.
Okay. Where you live now, in the Calicoon area?
I bought my first house in 2019 up in Coshecton.
Oh, in Coshecton.
Yep.
All right, we're just about neighbors then. So, well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So you've only worked for the county, it's not even 2 years yet.
Yep.
What were you doing before then?
Before that, a few years I was in line clearance, IBEW 1249 for NG Gilbert and Nelson Tree Service.
Oh yeah, yep.
We were doing trimming the power lines.
Yep.
And before that I worked for my family.
So, what is your actual title? Is it like a heavy equipment operator, or a maintenance, or laborer, or what is the title?
On the road.
My actual title is MEO.
What's that stand for?
Machine equipment operator.
Oh, MEO. Machine equipment operator.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much, my title is, run tandem, which is what we're in right now. We're in a tandem dump truck. Bucket loader. I can run backhoe. Pretty much anything with, tires on it. And now we're getting toward Narrowsburg more. We're starting to get a little bit more snow.
I'm amazed just with the difference already.
Been battling this all morning. It wasn't really anything up Long Eddy, Hankins area, and the closer you got to the county barn there on 97, past that, it just started getting heavier and heavier. And it's still sticking a little bit, but we had quite a bit more. We probably had 2-3 inches here this morning. The further I got down, the thicker it got, the more it was sticking. But
Yeah, this is a marked difference just from a few miles ago we're talking about. But I know that the forecast was for us to get as much as a foot, but then the storm just tracked a little bit to the south.
Yeah, and I don't know if we had this in the video earlier when we were talking about it, but Berryville, they got hit a lot harder than we did here. It's like we were in that little circle where we didn't really get nothing, and they got it all.
Yeah, they got like, what, 6 inches you were saying?
4 to 6,
Yeah. Yeah, that's about as far south in the county as you can get. Maybe Glen Spey, Pond Eddy a little farther south, and I think that's where most of the snow ended up.
Yeah.
And I was watching news out of New York City and out of Pennsylvania this morning. They're all getting 6 to 12 inches.
Yeah, no, it's just been a battling thing all morning here. You come down, and I had this all pretty much almost bared off earlier before you got here, and now we're getting a little bit more, snow again, and it's starting to stick. And just a constant battle of, putting it on and taking it off. It gets boring every now and then, yes.
Yeah.
Put a little music on and, sit back, relax, and do your run.
If this was hitting at like 8 o'clock last night, would you have to go out?
So I would have had to, if it was snowing last night, I would have been called out. We have a rotating list.
Okay.
It's a little bit difficult to explain. I'll explain my own way, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's just say you got number 1 through 5 talking guys. So like I believe I was number 3. So I would have been in that first call out of guys. This morning, if we would have got sent home last night, depending on what it was doing, let's just say we got called in at 8, went home at 11. The next group of guys, if it was continuing to snow throughout the night and into the morning, they would have got called out this morning at, probably 3. I got called out this morning at 3:30.
Oh,
so
okay. Yes.
I've been here since then.
Right. It wasn't a 6 o'clock start for you this morning.
No.
So, but then
on the way back after we turn around, you'll see if it's bearing up in spots or it's still sticking in spots. With the salt breaking it down, and then I can have a better determination whether I gotta, go to the county barn and turn around and hit this all again, or if I should keep going north and check the northern part.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Right. You've got to be paying attention.
It's a long stretch from here to Long Eddy.
Yep. Yeah, how long is your route in its entirety?
2 hours. Roughly 2 hours with my run and the basket run.
Okay. You know how much. So you've got your dash there, which is a fairly typical dash for a truck like this, I would assume. But then we get over here. Now, is that something that just is not used anymore? Or?
No, I can turn it on. It's a camera pointing toward my spreader.
Oh, really?
Toward my tailgate. When they get plugged up with snow and stuff, you can't
Right. No, there's no point to it. It's just like your backup camera.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and if I'm backing up a lot or I'm dumping my body out with salt in it, I'll go out there and wipe it off, turn it on.
Right. And then this one is the information on what you're spreading, right?
Yeah, that's what they would call a Dickie John.
Okay.
That's, you know, telling me how much salt I'm putting out, what my spinner speed is at. And then if you go into the menu, it'll tell you the total amount that I've been running the whole time. I'm actually going a little bit further than normal. I'm doing Berryville guys come up to the big turnaround back there. Normally I'll come through and I'll just take this big bend, you know, the wide spot off.
Oh, okay.
Just to help them out every once in a while.
Yeah, you got the wing down, right?
Yeah, wing is down.
And here we are in Narrowsburg, which did get more snow than Callicoon, that's for sure. So you got 5 different levers here.
Front one here, that's my nose plow up, down.
Okay.
Side to side, left, right.
Okay.
The middle one is my wing brace. Pick it up and down. I run with it down all the time. That way my wing is the furthest out it can go.
Okay.
The more I draw it up, the tighter it brings my wing in.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
97 here, it's, you know, pretty wide shoulders, pretty wide road. I want that thing out as far as I can get it. That way I can get my shoulders cleaned off as good as I can. The little tighter roads, like the Baskin Road, you know, you'd want to maybe adjust it a little bit, but I leave it right where it is. Fourth lever here is my front part of my wing. Right up there is up and down.
Oh, okay.
And then the last one here is the rear wing, up and down. Yeah, the wing is the wing there on the side of the truck. That's designed for, you know, everything from my nose plow to funnel over to the wing, transition, and clean the shoulder.
Right. Well, what's the best practices for a driver who is behind you? Like, how far back should they be? Like a car length, 2 car lengths? I mean, what are we talking about?
If you're a car length behind me, you're getting pelted with salt.
Okay.
You know, if you look at a lot of Sullivan County paving trucks or Deckelman trucks, you know, all those construction trucks normally have a sign on them: construction vehicle, keep back 100 feet. Even though this is considered a construction vehicle per se, you know, it's at your own discretion, I would say, but I think 100 is more than reasonable, especially during snow conditions, you know.
And stay back, don't try to pass under any circumstance, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing 30 mile an hour and, you know, everybody's in a rush to go nowhere, but I'd rather they get there safe than not safe. Right. So the 5 minutes of waiting that you're actually driving behind me for, you know, it might be beneficial to them.
Yeah. So what do you do when you're not plowing during the winter? I mean, what kind of work is there? Because people think of, you know, it's DPW construction season. We're outside that right now. So what's there to do during the winter besides salting and plowing?
During the winter, depending on, like this year, it's been pretty warm.
Yeah.
So a lot more ditching work getting done with the grade alls.
Wow. You've been able to do that because the ground's not fully frozen.
Yeah, cleaning up ditches, cutting brush alongside the road, cutting the brush back, trees, brush.
Yep.
That sort of stuff normally what we do during the winter. You know, on a day like tomorrow, depending on weather, all the trucks will be dirty. You know, we'll take a day and we'll all clean up the trucks, clean the, you know, whatever little bit of salt's left out in the beds, clean up the inside of the cabs from getting in and out with snow on our boots, that sort of stuff. You know, go through and if they need to be greased, we'll grease them, we'll check our cutting edges.
I'm just along for the fun part where you're driving. Just coming out of Hankins and back into the town of Delaware, just north of Callicoon, headed towards Callicoon on 97. And as you can see, there isn't snow. There looks like there might have been just the tiniest little coating of snow. But we're about mid-morning, and there really isn't anything left here. Thanks everyone for joining us. Donald, thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
For doing this. I really appreciate this. Not only for the video, but the work that you do. Because I know for one, we really rely on guys like you to make sure that we're as safe as possible on the roads. We all should be careful as we're driving around these plow trucks. They've got a really important job to do. And anything we have going on can wait for them to basically help get us safely where we need to go. So keep that in mind, folks, when you're out on the road. And thanks for joining us on this tour. Appreciate it.